A weekend of drama. A weekend of hockey. It's only one thing now. It's time to go wild. Welcome to the Time to Go Wild Radio podcast for another week. Of course, if you want to contact us throughout the week, you can do via Facebook and Twitter.com/TTGW Radio. You can email radio@widneswild.co.uk or text 07849767755. Podcasts each week go out on YouTube and Podbean and also get picked up by Google Podcasts and Amazon Music Podcasts. Absolute thrilling weekend across the world of ice hockey. Lots of games, lots of drama. You know where you want to be on a Monday or throughout the week. It's time to go wild. A warm welcome once again to the Time to Go Wild Radio podcast. And what a weekend it has been for a lot of clubs, especially some of the clubs within the Widnes Wild organisation. You can hear me shuffling papers for the right reasons because there's been so much going on over the last weekend and so much drama in the world of hockey. For those of you who were there last night, Sunday night I should say, at Planet Ice Widnes for the YKK Widnes Wild against the Billingham Stars. What a game. You've been to games that sometimes are like 0-0 games at times, but that game 0-0 first period, but it did not lack action. It did not lack chances. If you missed it, you missed a treat. The atmosphere was phenomenal. The supporters from both teams, brilliant. We hope everyone enjoyed it. And some good interviews to come. But first, I think it's time for the usual. Let's get the scores underway. Your weekly roundup of the scores from across the Elite League and relevant EIHA leagues. Here we go, starting off in the Elite Ice Hockey League with Challenge Cup action. On Saturday, Nottingham Panthers 1, Sheffield Steelers 3, Cardiff Devils 4, Guildford Flames 3, after a shootout. On Sunday, Manchester Storm 7, Nottingham Panthers 3. League action on Saturday, Manchester Storm 4, Dundee Stars 3, Fife Flyers 6, Coventry Blaze 2. On Sunday, Sheffield Steelers 0, Cardiff Devils 5, Dundee Stars 1, Belfast Giants 4, Guildford Flames 6, Fife Flyers 1, and the Coventry Blaze against Glasgow Clan game match postponed. EIHA Under-18s North 2 action from Saturday. Solihull 1, Widnes 6. EIHA Under-16s North 2 action. The game between Blackburn and Leeds on Saturday, score unavailable to me. But on Sunday, Solihull 5, Grimsby 0. EIHA Under-14s North 2 action from Sunday. Kingston 12, Blackburn 0. Leeds 12, Coventry 0. EIHA Under-12s North action from Saturday. Nottingham 7, Sheffield 2. On Sunday, Solihull 1, Sutton 5. Women's Premier League WNIHL action from Sunday. Milton Keynes Falcons 9, Chelmsford Cobras 5, Nottingham Vipers 5, Widnes Wild Women 5. NIHL National League Autumn Cup action. On Wednesday, Sheffield Steel Dogs 1, Leeds Knights 3. On Thursday, Swindon Wildcats 6, Telford Tigers 3. And on Friday, Sheffield Steel Dogs 6, Leeds Knights 5. The remaining fixture is going to be played this Wednesday the 17th between the Telford Tigers, who will host the Swindon Wildcats. NIHL National League action from Saturday. Basingstoke Bison 5, Swindon Wildcats 7. Leeds Knights 2, Peterborough Phantoms 6. Milton Keynes Lightning 7, Bees 5. Sheffield Steel Dogs 4, Raiders 2. On Sunday, Bees 3, Milton Keynes Lightning 5. Raiders 2, Swindon Wildcats 1 after a shootout. Peterborough Phantoms 4, Sheffield Steel Dogs 3. Telford Tigers 4, Basingstoke Bison 3. NIHL Division 1 North Morley League action from Saturday. Sheffield Scimitars 1, Solway Sharks 5. Billingham Stars 6, Blackburn Hawks 2. On Sunday, Nottingham Lions 1, Solway Sharks 6. Whitley Warriors 4, Solihull Barons 3. Widnes Wild 4, Billingham Stars 1. NIHL Division 1 North Morley Cup action North Group. On Saturday, Dundee Comets 3, Whitley Warriors 0. NIHL Division 1 North Morley Cup Midland Group action from Sunday. Blackburn Hawks 6, Sheffield Scimitars 9. NIHL Division 2 North Laidler Cup North Group. From Saturday, Sheffield Titans 2, Hull Jets 5. Bradford Bulldogs 4, Altrincham Aces 3. And NIHL Division 2 North Laidler Midland Cup Group. On Sunday, Sutton Sting 1, Coventry Blaze 0. That's Coventry NIHL Blaze 0. And that rounds off the fixtures for another week. More next time on the Time to Go podcast. And what a set of fixtures that was. A few surprises in there. Big scoring between the Blackburn Hawks and the Sheffield Scimitars in the D1 North Midland group there. 6 Blackburn, 9 to Sheffield. The big surprise for a number of us was the NIHL Division 1 North Morley Cup North group. Dundee Comets 3, Whitley Warriors 0. I mean, that is a big surprise. We know how competitive and strong the Whitley Warriors are, but the Dundee Comets really are showing that they're not going to be any pushovers in that one. And, the big one for the YKK Widnes Wild, of course, was the 4-1 win over Billingham. A few other big scores. We had some big wins for our under-18s as well over in Solihull. Solihull 1 and Widnes 6. And the one result we've been waiting for, and it's come. Not quite as good as they were hoping, but actually, I think you can call it a really, really big result because it's for our Widnes Wild women on the road in Nottingham. And it was also like a 7:30 face-off time. And a 5-5 draw against the Nottingham Vipers in Nottingham on a Sunday. Fabulous result. Brilliant. Well done for them. But after the game last night, I managed to get a couple of interviews. And I'll say I managed to meet an old, acquaintance of mine back from the days in Hull. He was netminder for many, many teams. He's now the coach of the Billingham Stars. It's Stephen Foster. Thanks, Steve, for the interview. And then following that, I got our very own Tom Stubley. Enjoy the interviews.
All I can open this one is with wow. Nail-biting game, end-to-end stuff. Widnes Wild against the Billingham Stars. I've caught up with, an old acquaintance from back in my days in Hull. Former Hull Thunder goaltender, Basingstoke goaltender, Durham, Billingham goaltender, Ayr goaltender, now head coach of the Billingham Stars, Stephen Foster. Thanks for joining me, Steve.
Yeah, no problem. Nice to see you.
Well, I'll just say, thoughts on that game. You could probably say a lot more than I can.
Yeah, I thought it was a great game from start to finish. We were obviously on the back of a good result last night, and we wanted to continue the momentum. We didn't come out in the first period as I thought as we wanted to. We had to weather the storm early on because obviously the Wild came out and threw everything at us, and Tom Brown played an excellent first period for us.
It was phenomenal stuff. I mean, a 0-0 period. No one could really call that boring because the shots, the chances, the saves, drama at both ends.
Absolutely, and it's credit to both teams. Everybody was giving it their all. That both teams, every single line was involved, like 3-line hockey, and that was at its best. And from a fan's perspective, it's a great game to watch. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. Obviously, as yourselves have found out this year, and so have we. And as long as teams like ourselves and Widnes, you're in the games, then that's all we can ask for at this point in the season.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's technically still early days. Anyone can beat anyone, as we've seen recently, but for pure excitement, even right up to the close, I mean, even right up to the last few minutes, even one goal in it, anything can happen. Pull the goaltender, still anything can happen.
Absolutely, and there's always a chance, and that's the good thing about the ice hockey. There was loads of shots on goal tonight as well, and lots of opportunities. And when you compare it to football, football's so boring. You get a few shots on goal, and maybe it wasn't the highest scoring game tonight, but it certainly could have been a lot higher scoring game from both sides. And goaltenders were fantastic tonight from both ends, and the opportunities were there.
I mean, up in Billingham, you have a great following. You've had a good big history up there, going back many, many years, and a lot of players come through the ranks. And this year, again, you're bringing a lot of players through the ranks.
Absolutely. I mean, people are classing it as like a rebuild year, and a lot of people thought we were going to get thrashed week in, week out. And the teams really stuck together and kind of took that took it to heart. That, hold on, after we played our first couple of games, we got beat off Solway and Whitley. But we competed in those games, and that was a change in the guys going, right, here, we're not just here to make up the numbers. We're here to play. We've got a good team. The juniors that are coming through have all been coached well and all developing into the squad. And, we feel confident going in any games that we can give any single team in the league a run for the money.
And yeah, I mean, back in the past, I mean, you've been part of a team that was really strong and then was decimated of players for reasons that happened, and you were there backstopping a lot of young players. Now you're coaching a lot of young players, and everything sort of comes together, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got an older core of players, 5 or 6 players there that kind of are helping that along from the changing room perspective, trying to keep the younger ones grounded, bring them on, which obviously helps in the game as well. And that's what we need. We are developing the team, and in a few years' time, this team's going to be really, really good. We just brought an import in just recently, just to strengthen us at the back a little bit, and that's certainly where with Patrick coming in there. But the other boys are developing every single week, and that can only be good for us moving forward.
The intensity in the first period, it was end-to-end stuff, non-stop, forechecking, back-checking, pass, move. You couldn't really ask for much more excitement, and it was continual, and as you say, it's this speed and the impact. You couldn't ask for more.
Absolutely, you've got that, and you look at that's 2 committed teams, wanting to do whatever it takes to get the 2 points, and it is literally on a knife edge all the way through. And like you say, it's excitement for the fans. As coaches, it's the worst thing ever because obviously it's nail biting all the way through, and you've got to try and make decisions for the good of your team as best you can, and you're trying to do line matchups. But yeah, it's one of those that we're walking away from this the same as at our place. We were good if we got beat off yourselves up at our place because we played a very good game, and after that we're walking away with 0 points, and yourselves have got 4 on the board.
So I mean, the fans here tonight, good turnout from both Widnes and of course travelling fans from Billingham, and we're grateful to see them, and we hope to see them again throughout the season.
Absolutely. I mean, you look at the setup here, and it's a good atmosphere. Even though there's not hundreds and hundreds and thousands in here, it seems like there's a lot more in because the noise that the crowd creates and the way the building's been designed, it does create a great atmosphere. And anybody who wanting to see something and bring the kids into, you can't ask better than come to a hockey game with a great atmosphere like this.
Well, I mean, it's a tough drive back to Billingham after a loss, but you can hopefully take a lot of positives out of it, and a good game all in all. I mean, a lot of hard work from all the players, and as you say, a knife edge, just that final little bit on the finishing. Sometimes it goes your way.
Yeah, that's true, and sometimes, like you say, you don't want to take all the negatives out of it, because they'll have odd little bits, but like you say, a lot of positives for us. But these boys our team played 120 minutes this weekend of real good hockey, real intense hockey from start to finish, and that's only going to help us build, get stronger, and we'll regroup from this. We've got Solihull away next week, and that's always a battle in their place, and always a difficult place to go, and that'll show the character of the team, and we want to keep that momentum, even though we didn't get the 2 points, try and keep that intensity up and keep getting better each week.
Well, no doubt from watching that performance tonight, everyone's got to keep an eye on Billingham. They're going to be a tough team to beat. Well, that's what we want to be. We want to be a tough team to beat, and we're walking out here disappointing to not take the 2 points, and that's the characters that we've got in the change room, and we're driving that through them now. We're just not here to compete anymore. We want to get these victories and, like you say, see improvements as we go. Well, you certainly are here, not just to make up the numbers. We can definitely say that. Well, anyway, I'm going to wish you well. Hope to catch you up again later in the season. Safe trip home. Yes, thank you very much. And another 2 good games coming up when we play. Thanks. Oh, well, what a game between the YKK Widnes Wild and the Billingham Stars. 4-1 win for the Wild. Drama from start to finish, and I've caught up with a man who wanted apparently to be on the round table the other day, Tom Stubley. Hiya, Tom.
Hey, all right, how are you doing?
Well, I'm fine. Well, I'll just open with the general one. General thoughts on that game. How do you feel that game went from start to finish?
Yeah, no, I thought we played well, to be fair. We played well in the first, just let them hang around a bit. We could have easily been 2-3 up in the first, and just couldn't bury our chances. Just nothing would fall for us. Had a few looks on the power play in the first, and just did well to close it out in the third. Could have easily nicked one there, and it would have been a bit of a robbery. So we did well to close it out.
And it was end-to-end stuff from start to finish. Very physical, got a bit feisty. You could see both teams were definitely up for it. I mean, 0-0 first period, pretty much similar period for the second. Everything on a knife edge for the start of the third. It's adrenaline for you guys.
Yeah. I wouldn't say we felt like it could go either way. We just couldn't get them looks and buried it. But we always felt it was in control throughout the whole game, even when it was 1-1. I wasn't worried at all. We just one of them, and it's good to win. And got a week off next week, and then move on to the next games after that.
I mean, that's 2 wins out of 2 against Billingham. A team that we've had mixed fortunes as the Wild in the past, but have a big reputation. And of course, they're building a squad with a lot of new players. The Wild, again, is a lot of new players from different places, but you're seeming to really gel together and proving the league is not going to be just a couple of horse race.
Yeah, definitely. There's 2 big teams up there, Whitley and Solway, and then the rest. We can nick games there, and then the rest of them we kind of expect ourselves to win those games. The teams like Billingham, we're going in expecting to beat them, those teams near the bottom. So that's our attitude going in every night.
So, you can see it. Every line got shifts tonight. Every line's working really hard. They're all pushing for the points. And, everyone's looking out for each other. How do you feel you've settled in with the squad all in all? Because it was a completely new thing for you to play for the Wild.
Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect, to be honest. And they look after the lads really, really well there. It was it really surprised me about how well the boys are looked after here, really. It wasn't too much different to Hull, to be honest. We're well looked after, and we've had a good start to the season, to be honest. So we've got a lot of injuries at the minute, and we're still grinding out results. So if we get a few bodies back, then we can beat anyone in this league on a given night.
The atmosphere. Some teams in the NIHL leagues, D1 and D2, some get a lot of fans, some don't. Tonight, cracking atmosphere.
Yeah. We played in buildings in EPL National League who have less fans than we get at Widnes. So they do well to get a really good crowd out here, and even in Division 2, I think I've heard that they were still getting 350 fans. So it's really good to see. And the boys appreciate it anyway. It's an extra guy out there. So,
well, it's been a tough night. You need to get a bit of a rest and get ready for your trip home. So I'm going to wish you well. Thanks for joining me, and take care.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, back to the graph tomorrow, I guess.
Thanks.
Many thanks once again to both of them for the interviews. It was great to hear their views and to catch up. And I was chatting with Steve Foster before the game, and back when he was at Hull as the netminder, we had a very tough time. The team had finances had collapsed, and he was there backstopping a very, very young side. And he said how important it is to have the mixture of youth and experience, and it just shows. I mean, Billingham have got a lot of youth, they've got a fair bit of experience in players, and it really showed. I mean, the 4-1 final score, 3-1 plus empty netter, it was just a tough game for both sides. And of course, Billingham have played 120 minutes of hockey by the end of that night, and they were still battling all the way to the bitter end. And their fans were great. They looked like they were enjoying themselves. I hope they did, and they all had a safe trip back. Before we get on to reviewing the games, though, and going through a bit of the score sheets, I got an extra bonus interview with one of our under-18s.
A bit of added value. Finally, hopefully, we'll get this recorded. I managed to catch up with Jake Meehan from our under-18s. He was in action on Saturday night against Solihull. Jake, big win for the under-18s last night, wasn't it?
Yeah, it pushed us up to second place on the table, so every point counts.
It definitely does. And you were on the score sheet, were you not?
Yeah, so I got 1 goal and 2 assists.
Well, as they say, points make places.
Yeah, well, I should have had a couple more goals, but he borrowed one of the goalies from Sheffield because he didn't have a goalie at Solihull available.
Seems to be an awful lot of goalie borrowing going along. I mean, it shows how tough it is at all leagues when numerous teams are having to borrow goaltenders and use the backups or even third strings. So it's been a tough season on everybody, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, we're quite lucky because we have 2 goalies, so we can rotate. So if one gets injured, I think we do 3 games, 1 goalie, and then 3 games to the next goalie at the moment. So we're quite lucky.
In terms of the actual game, it's always tough down in Solihull. I mean, road games are always tough, but Solihull is a tough barn to play in. Overall, your thoughts on the game, end to end, or in control from the start?
We started the first 10 minutes a bit shaky, but then second and third periods we brought it back,
which is good to hear.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll have a little look at the game sheet a little later on, but all in all, how do you think the team's been shaping up this year?
We're a lot better this year. We're passing a lot more. We're a bit more confident as a team.
It does look a lot more balanced, I can say, I suppose, as the team goes.
Yeah, we've got good defence and a good attack at the moment, so we're all happy.
I mean, it's a 3-pronged thing, really. You got your goaltender. Goaltenders need good D. Your D needs good forwards, and going back, it also works. Plus, across all of the lines.
Yeah, our lines are quite balanced out at the moment as well, so it helps out quite a lot.
I mean, in terms of the whole team performance for the under-18s, how is it feeling in the dressing room?
The dressing rooms are a lot more happier at the moment. When we're winning games, it just boosts our confidence a lot.
I mean, it is a big season, big tough season. A number of players have stepped up. We've also got some of the under-16s who play up. I mean, I take it they all fit in as though they're just part of the family, so to speak.
Yeah, they're able to talk in the changing room like they're there in the team, and they're on the score sheet most every game at the moment. So,
I mean, tonight you've been here to witness the Wild against Billingham. I know you're on duty, so to speak, but you do get to see bits and bobs of the game as you're pottering around, taking care of the old rink. How do you feel the game looked?
It was good. They managed to. It was the last 10 minutes they got most of the goals, and at the start when it was Robinson, was it? Jay Robinson got the penalty for fighting. Well, it was just roughing. Yeah. So it was a good game. It was good to watch.
That's the main thing. Well, anyway, I'm going to let you get on. But time for everybody to sort of shut down while the night training gets on here at Planet Ice Widnes. So, Jake, thanks for joining me, and hopefully this will be going out properly this time.
Thank you.
Big thanks to Jake Meehan. And that kind of makes up for the interview we did a few weeks ago that didn't actually record. It was So many thanks to Jake for being I'll say, victim of the week. Many people will know Jake, not just through his involvement with the hockey, but also he's a presence now at Planet Ice Widnes. So, fair dues, Jake. Thank you very much. You're a star. All the guys involved in the junior development, you are stars. And I'm hoping to catch other members, other victims in the coming weeks. Because, of course, every team is as important as every other team. And that doesn't just go for Widnes. That's all the other clubs throughout the country. Every team, be it from the under 10s as it is now, all the way up to the most senior level, they all have a place. They all have value. And it is part of the ethos of bringing the sport on, and more so, everybody enjoying themselves. So, let's have a look at a couple of game sheets. We'll start off first with the game sheet from last night between the YKK Widnes Wild and the Billingham Stars. The score at the end of the first period, 0-0. But it definitely didn't feel like 0-0. I mean, the number of chances were phenomenal. 10 shots on Harrison Walker. Tom Brown, 18 shots faced in the Billingham net. Second period, 13 shots faced by Harrison, 11 by Tom. And we finally got a breakthrough at 24:08. Vlad's Volkanovs from Kieran Beach and Chris Wilcox. And that's how it stood at the end of the second, 1-0. But even in the second period, shots galore, chances and saves. I mean, even the video won't do it justice. I mean, the video will be up online in due course from our friends at Drop the Puck. And, to be there, you had to be there. Really, really, honestly. Third period, Billingham pulled one back at 45 minutes and 24 seconds through Callum Wilkinson with Chris Sykes and James Moss. And that's where everything stayed, on an absolute knife edge until 54:05, when player coach Richard Hagger and Tom Brearley finally broke the deadlock again. 2-1. Billingham kept pushing and pushing and pushing. Widnes kept pushing and pushing and pushing. It could have gone either way. Then, scramble in front of the goal, Kieran Beach, assisted by Liam Charnock, took us to 3-1. But it didn't stop there. There were chances. Billingham pulled the goaltender. Chances again, a missed chance on the empty net, and then finally at 59:37, Tom Stubley got the empty net goal, and we were short-handed at the same time. But you can't take anything away from both goaltenders. A total of 44 shots, plus one on the empty net for Tom Brown in the Billingham goal, 37 on Harrison Walker. And drama all night, everybody. The fans from both teams, brilliant, giving their all. Can't ask for more. You just can't. It's a pleasure to be at those games. Now we're going to move on, and a big thanks to Jake for his interview, and have a quick look at the score sheet for the Solihull under-18s against our Widnes under-18s. 6-1 win. Goals for Widnes started off at 7:57 with Luke Malarkey, assisted Bram Coughlin. Then it was at 12:08, Cody Ogden from Jake Meehan. 13:38, it was Rory Sillery from our Jake. And then Solihull got on the sheet, unassisted goal from Daniel Marley. 25:02, so just starting, a fair bit into the second period, I should say. Jake gets his goal, so 1+2 for Jake, assisted Ellis Marr. And then 32:10, Liam Yarwood from Liam Eaton. And then 44:56, Ellis Marr from Robert Georgescu. So, that finished 6-1, and actually quite low in penalty minutes. But in terms of shots on goal, Callum Barber in the Widnes goal only faced 17 shots. But Scarlett Richardson, 36 shots faced in the Solihull goal. That is a lot of shots, actually. I must admit, that's a fair few shots. And, as they say, if you don't shoot, you don't score. Or you don't at least have a chance of it. So that's the way that game finished. Now, the one that many of us were on the edge of our seats when we realised where this was going was actually happening down in Nottingham. WNIHL game between the Nottingham Vipers and our Widnes Wild Women. And both teams had big benches. And the score, well, Nottingham opened the scoring in the 1 minute 17 with a goal from Madison Wright, and then Widnes was starting to answer back. First goal from Jennifer Hickey at 7:17, and then it was Preston Janone at 9:47, 2-1 to Widnes. People start scratching their head going, hang on a minute, the script isn't being read. Nottingham answer back, though, with another goal from Madison Wright at 28:01. Then they take the lead, short-handed goal at 32:57 from Emma Wilkinson. But Wild Women didn't back down. They answered back. Catherine Bowen fell, 34:06. It's all level at 3. Then the script takes another interesting turn. Catherine Bowen fell again, 43:47. Assisted Karen Cooper. And then, oh, by the way, the assist on the, where are we? Preston Janone goal was by Gemma Brown. So we're now at 4-3. 57:06, it goes to 5-3 in favour of Widnes. Preston with another goal, assisted by Gemma Brown. Everything was on the line, but Nottingham started to fight back. 58:23, Gemma Dilly from Katie Ferguson and Emma Wilkinson. And then at 58:47, Madison Wright from Katie Ferguson and Emma Wilkinson. 5-5 the final score. But fair few shots faced. A total of 33 shots faced by Steph Drinkwater, and a total of 46 shots in combined between Caitlin Woolley and Scarlett Richardson. So, absolute drama. Absolute drama. It gets the Widnes Wild Women a point. I can understand that they'll feel a bit gutted for not getting more than the point, but they're off the board. They're actually off the board. 4 games in, finally on the board. And that's, anything can happen. Anything can springboard from that. So, I'm looking forward in a couple of weeks, well, very, very soon, I shouldn't say a couple of weeks, very soon, to being able to see our Widnes Wild Women in action. Time, I think, for a quick news item. When I find the jingle. Here we go. Quick news item. Courtesy of our EIHA, governing body. And it was released on November 9th. And it is their statement on spectator behaviour. Now, I mean, last night in Widnes, very well behaved, and it was great. But there have been a few instances recently, so they've released a press statement, and it reads: It has been great during the early weeks of the 2021-22 season to have our rinks open to spectators once more, so that they can enjoy our sport and watch the players in action at close quarters and at all levels of our game. We pride ourselves as a sport that supporters can mingle, chat during games, and form long-term friendships. In recent weeks, however, it has become apparent that some supporters have decided to tarnish the environment by having offensive verbal altercations with opposing fans, throwing items onto the playing surface and abusing rink staff and stewards. This type of behaviour has no place in our sport, and the EIHA will be working with teams and rink operators to have the perpetrators banned from venues. Where clubs do not provide a safe environment for our players, officials and other fans, then the EIHA has a portfolio of disciplinary actions it can take against clubs, including games games being played without fans being present, and even suspending teams from the league competition. Our athletes deserve a safe space to play, and the vast majority of spectators relish being rinkside and supporting in the right way. Don't let the tiny minority spoil it for everyone else. And I say hear to that. I mean, last night, wonderful crowd, very well supported from both sets of fans. It's a long way to come from Billingham, and the travelling band from there were proud, stuck by their club, and it was fantastic to see them all. And we hope to see them and hopefully a few more when we see Billingham again later on in the season. So it's been an interesting weekend, to say the least, in the world of British ice hockey. And there's a few player movements going on, coaching changes. Naturally, that's all available through your social media outlets. But it leaves me now with the task of doing my final little bit of the week. Now, yesterday we did have guests at Planet Ice Widnes from Help for Heroes, as well as some guests from Halton Haven, and we hope everybody involved in both of the organisations, guests and visitors alike, enjoyed the game and had a really, really good time. And it's just nice to see such a variety of people who are willing to, just be there and be part of everything. And hope you all had a good time. Well, it's time for this. Yeah, the usual little roundup of items. Of course, if you want to look up our YKK Widnes Wild online, you can do. Facebook and Twitter.com/TTGW Radio for the show, or Widnes Wild for the club. If you want to check out Instagram, it's Instagram.com/Widnes Wild Official, and the videos all get linked up on our own YouTube page from whatever sources we have. And that's youtube.com/Widnes Wild Ice Hockey Club, which is also where these podcasts are all kept, as well as through Podbean, which then also gets picked up by Google Podcasts and Amazon Music. A big thank you, of course, as ever, and a quick apology. I didn't get a chance because it was such a hectic game to announce our sponsors last night, but of course a big thank you to our title sponsor YKK, as well as Sprakeson Son of Widnes, Straight In, MPG Maintenance Property Services, Crosscheck Clothing, The Coach Company, our University of Salford friends, Planet Ice, and of course our charity, Halton Haven Hospice. It was great to see everybody there. Few little fixtures, not many, just to take you through to the end of this month. So this coming Saturday, the 20th of November, we do have action at Planet Ice Widnes. It's just one game. Our under-14s will host Leeds under-14s. The time I've got at the moment is 3:20. In the meantime, Billingham under-12s will host the Widnes under-12s, and that's up in the northeast at 5:30. And then, big game, I'll say, big game. Come down, because the Widnes Wild Women finally get their campaign underway at home. Finally, they're playing the Nottingham Vipers, who they played at the weekend. Face-off 4:15. Come down. The YKK Widnes Wild have a weekend off, by the look of it. So why not come down? Give the girls the support they really do deserve. And they will thank you by just going out there and giving their all. So that's this Sunday, 21st of November. Widnes Wild Women against the Nottingham Vipers at Planet Ice Widnes, 4:15 face-off. Then we have Saturday, 27th of November. Widnes under-12s are in cross-ice action in Bradford from 4 p.m. And then we have two games at home. Our Widnes under-12s against Leeds under-12s at 3:20. or if you come to an under-12s game, just be prepared to call it organised chaos on ice. It's mad, it's manic, it's fast and furious. Followed by the Widnes under-14s hosting the Sutton under-14s at 10 to 5. And then on Sunday, the 28th of November, Grimsby under-16s will be hosting our Widnes under-16s at 3 p.m. And on the same day, Sunday 28th of November, it is the YKK Widnes Wild Air the Bear game. So bring your teddy bears. Don't forget, pop them in a plastic bag to make sure they stay dry. But it will be the Air the Bear game. Sunday 28th of November, YKK Widnes Wild will host the Solway Sharks from 5:30 p.m. So don't forget, it's the Air the Bear game, Sunday 28th of November. Planet Ice Widnes, YKK Widnes Wild against the Solway Sharks at 5:30 p.m. Make sure you get there. So, I think we're about out of time for this week. As you can gather, lots covered, but only a few fixtures. But don't forget, keep your calendars ready for December. Still plenty to come. So all I will do is, at this point, bid you all adieu. Have a good week. Have a good weekend. Enjoy your hockey wherever you're getting it. And of course, if you're a Wild fan, of course, keep it wild. Keep it time to go wild. And I'll catch you all again very soon. Till then, ta-ra!